Hey everybody, how are you doing today? I just wanted to pop on live today and tell you about something that happened to me recently, and it was a couple days ago that I got a message from YouTube that my most recent Q&A video had been removed. And I had to go to the considerable trouble of producing it again. So in the interest of thwarting their efforts to shut me up, I wanted to make sure that this information that got my video removed was heard by a wider audience. So I'm bringing it to you today because normally only paying subscribers would have heard this information. So now potentially it's going to be heard by many more. And the topic that I was talking about was a specific tactic that's being used by medical practitioners to manipulate people into agreeing to poisonous injectables. And I'm sure you know what I mean by that if you're savvy in the whole controversy. And even if you're not, you have to be living under a rock to know that there isn't a controversy going on and it's justified. But in my video, I talked about this technique, which is called presumptive language. The way I became aware of this was a member sharing with me some information contained in a book called The Gift of Fear. And this book is all about teaching people how to use fear and intuition to protect themselves. The author tells his readers to immediately interrupt this tactic when it is recognized. And you might be wondering what presumptive language is. An example would be like when you take your dog to a vet, and instead of asking you if you'd like to get your dog jabbed, she says something like, "I see that your dog is overdue for his shots," or "I'm sure you'll be wanting to get his shots up to date today." This language presumes that you're in favor of jabbing your dog, and it obviously is going to be a lot harder for you to say no if that's what you want to do. This technique is used more in human medicine because vets pretty much have resorted to just requiring jabs before the dog will be seen. So far, doctors haven't seen fit to do that. I think the reason vets haven't needed to resort to manipulation as much as doctors is because even people who don't like poisonous injectables for their kids or themselves don't think twice about jabbing their dogs. Such has been the wild success that has been enjoyed by the veterinary fear campaigns like parvo, distemper, Lyme, etc. But in every situation that this book references, The Gift of Fear, we are told, the readers are told, to listen to their intuition when they hear presumptive language because it reveals the user of this language wants something from them. We are told to ask ourselves what might be in it for that person. So here's how the term is defined objectively. Quote, "Presumptive language is a form of manipulation designed to reduce the victim's ability to assert boundaries or disagree, thereby making them more vulnerable to exploitation or harm," unquote. Now, if you put that definition into Google, you will get nothing except situations where presumptive language is treated like the devious, underhanded manipulation tactic that it is. But here's the really juicy part. Here's the part that relates to the injectables. Go to your search engine and just put in the words presumptive language. All you will get is how medical practitioners are talking to each other about how to use this method when dealing with patients who are hesitant to take the injectable. And first of all, and I'm telling you, that's all you will get. It's amazing. They've taken ownership of this technique. But so I have to, I find it a little astounding that the medical industry talks about how to make pawns of us while pretending we're not in the room listening to them. They're talking to each other about how to manipulate us like we're not hearing, right? I think that's a little bit of an insult. But the bigger point is, why is it that in every other scenario in the world where we might be manipulated, we're told to listen to our intuition, except when we're in the doctor's or the vet's office? Then we're supposed to turn it off and take the salesman's word for it. And you might be surprised to hear me talking about doctors and vets being salesmen, but that's exactly what they have become. So after seeing this, I just have one question. And that is, if these poisonous injectables are so beneficial, preventative, and healthy, why is all this manipulation necessary? Why has the medical industry practically taken ownership of this dishonest tactic? I think it's because people recognize on some level that putting harmful chemicals directly into their bloodstreams is dangerous and stupid. So I won't go into how I feel about having my content violated on YouTube. I'm sure you can imagine I feel deeply resentful because I'm being told basically that I can't share my opinions with my private club members who pay me to listen. It's not going out to the world, it's going out to my private club members. But it's more important to me that I share the information that got me silenced, or at least made them try. So anyway, I'll jump off here, but if you like this kind of content and much more that is directly relevant to dog feeding and dog health from a natural hygiene perspective that you won't hear anywhere else, I hope you'll consider joining the subscription group. One thing is for sure, and that is I am not going to stop telling the truth and trying to empower people with the information that will allow them to be healthy and independent of medical manipulators. So if you're already a member, I will see you this Saturday at the normal time for the YouTube live stream. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.